Hey, welcome everyone, you Forex aficionados. Tom here from Park Avenue Trading, your chief dealer, keeping you sane in insane markets. And welcome to the weekly review or the weekly forecast. And I'm going to go over what I said last week. We're starting off with dollar yen. It is 9:02 a.m. on Sunday. November 3rd, 2024. We got a lot of, I think we're going to have some volatile markets coming up. We have the election in the US. Japan had their election, and it's just going to be quite interesting what happens in the next few days. So I would be really cautious. I put a gold analysis out there, and it's holding up pretty well. And I'm not really one to do gold. I mean, but so far the $2,800 price has held. And I would suggest you go look at that analysis. I'm pretty proud of it because I don't really track it too much, and my technical analysis is spot on. So I got to give myself a pat on the back because nobody else is going to do it. But anyway, so let's get on with it. Okay, last week I said that the key support in dollar yen was 151.80. So let me see how we did. 151. Okay, hang on a second here. Why won't it let me do that? 151, yeah, 79. Okay, perfect. That's where I said that the key support was. Boom! Incredible. I also said that resistance on the week was going to be 153.84. Boom. Where I was wrong was I expected that in the beginning of the week, which was right here where this gap occurred, right here, I don't understand this thing. I'm not releasing the trigger or whatever you want to call this thing. I'm not releasing it. Where this gap occurred, and this is a 4-hour chart, I expected that we were going to track down first and then attempt the high. Totally wrong. We gapped up, went right to the resistance, and came off. So I also had support, and it's still good, the lowest support at like 149.90. That's still good. Now we have to project what's going to happen this up and coming week. So I see a lot of volatility. This is a 4-hour chart. So as I'm looking at market structure, we got a high here. We got a low. We got the higher high, right? We still have a higher low. So on the 4-hour chart, we're still saying that the market, the dollar yen has the potential to go up and break 153.85. But I want to talk about the downside because, and I'm going to, of course, talk about the upside, because I think that with the uncertainty of the U.S. election, it's going to create a lot of the big boys coming in and throwing the market around just to jockey themselves. Remember, we're in November. If you have not made your P&L for December as a bank trader, you're going to do everything you can, as long as you have more gas in the tank, to go out there and try to move marketplaces in order to create a better buying or selling opportunity for yourself. And it creates, a little bit of chaos. Now, here's another thing that I want to talk about is like when you do analysis, okay, you have to be confident in what, your analysis is telling you. You can't fool yourself with the psyop. And a lot of this stuff in trading is just psychological operations that are going on by some major market participants that are trying to throw you off your game. You can't be fooled by the psyop. And I have to constantly remind myself that all the time. Because, everybody, you know, when you look at your analysis, you go, oh man, I said I'm thinking this, but you got to go with what you think. You can't just, now if you're wrong, you're wrong, and you adjust course. Of, you know, you don't, stand in front of a freight train, for instance. But it's really important that when you're doing analysis, you stick with what your analysis is telling you, as long as you're doing it right. And there's the big caveat right there, as long as you're doing it right. And if you follow me, I mean, you'll follow the way I do it. Okay, that's the way I do it. I'm not saying that it's, it's the end all be all analysis. It's not. I mean, it's just mine, and it's generally right a lot. I mean, if you go back and look at my weeklies when I've been posting, you'll see that they're, right more often than they're wrong. So I'm really proud of that. So let's talk about the week ahead now. So we still definitely have resistance at 153.85. Now I'm going to crunch some numbers, come back and throw them up on the chart. So you don't have to sit here watching me try to figure out what the heck is going on. Okay, got a lot of levels on this chart. Got a lot of levels. Now, this is a 4-hour chart, but I'm doing the weekly analysis. And right now, the break point of dollar yen, as it stands right now, is 148.74. That is like the main support point for this thing. You could say, oh, well, 149, you had 149.90. That's like a warning level. The old level, 149.90, is a warning level. In order for dollar yen to continue, it needs to break above 154.25 right here, the 154.25 level. If it can close above that on a daily basis, okay, the queen has to confirm. The next day, the queen has to confirm. Then the marketplace is basically heading towards 155.43. That's the next resistance level on the week, 155.43. If we could somehow get through 155.43, the marketplace is heading up to, I don't have a level up there. I don't have really anything until like 156.76. Let me put that up, 156, let's say 156.80. That's close enough. 156.75. That would mean now dollar yen is definitely going to be in another bullish upward movement. Now, don't forget, our top so far has been 161.95 for the year. Okay, so we're still in a bullish movement of what was once a bearish leg down. So we can run Fibonacci numbers off of that top to bottom to get also, and I suggest that you do that. Get your coffin box, the 0.618 to the 0.82 level. I'm just going to stick with like the main points, or else it gets way too long and then nobody watches the analysis. So the main point is 148.74, main level of support. If dollar yen breaks 150.120, there's a minor support at 150.75. If it breaks that, it's opening up its way to like 149.90, that 149.90 level. 149, like 149. I'll go with 149.80, okay, because there'd be some skid. So right now, dollar yen is in a major consolidation from last week. We attempted the resistance. It did not break. So here we are sitting in between these 2 points right here. The key is going to be if the 151.20 breaks, then it's heading to the 150. Let's say if it breaks 150.80, it's going down to like 149, 149.80, 150, the figure. Then it's a new look for the week. So I don't really have much for it because I know that there's going to be crazy volatility due to the U.S. election. And it's still in a bullish leg. It hasn't changed yet. But that can change at any time. So I'm speaking out of both sides of my mouth, right? Oh, great analysis there, Tom. What are you telling me? I'm telling you that these points are very important. So if we're near one of them, you got to drill down. This is a 4-hour chart. Got to drill down to the 1 hours and start looking at the market from that perspective. So let's go on over to good old sterling dollar. All right, so these levels basically have not changed. And sterling dollar, I said sterling dollar. The analysis for sterling dollars, the pair is currently caught on a lower price channel, indicating slightly bearish sentiment. For a more positive outlook, it needs to break above the resistance level of 130.31. It went to 130.44. It didn't hold off of it, you know. In terms of support, we expect the pair to find solid footing at 128.70. And where was the low on the week? 128.43. So I'm off by 30 pips there. It went down a little bit more. However, break below this level could further climb 127.95. So you got to keep an eye on those critical price points. They basically stay the same. Okay, so sterling dollar is still in a bullish. Sorry, scratch that. There's not much tank in my gas. There's not much tank in my gas this morning. There's not much gas in my tank this morning. I'm a little bit tired. I got a winter cold, so that's affecting the way my mind is working right now. And plus I'm on Dayquil cold tablets right now, so I'm a little bit. Woo. So let me get some better numbers, and let's see if we can get better break points. I mean, definitely it's still that 130.44. It's got to get above. Then we got resistance all the way up in this thing. But if we break 120, the 128.40, where can we go to? So let's get some numbers for that. Hang on. Okay, so if we get below 128.52 on a daily basis, or even a 4-hour basis, and we close below it, and then the queen confirms lower, the next level of support for sterling dollar is 128. The figure not too far away from this 128.54 level. However, there should be a real bearish push at that point. A lot of people are going to really just, you know, puke up their positions of long sterling, and they're going to look for something else. It should drive us down to 127, like say 50 level. If that breaks, the main big support is 126.72. If that goes on this week, you know, we're looking at like 125.30. Okay. I don't really expect that to happen this week. I think sterling dollar is bearish. In order to shake it off, we need to get over that 131.05 level that's been a rock solid resistance for, I don't know, forever. But let's take it one step at a time. It's got to get over the 130.44 level right now, 130.44. In order to show any type of strength, get back up to 131.05. So really what I expect sterling to do, I expect it actually to stay in, say, this range for a little while. Okay. Again, my little squarey thing doesn't want to work. Stay in this range, all right? But really breaking lower down into, like, say, I'm going to use my 1, 2, 3s. I think that basically going to stay from here to like here, but I expect sterling dollar to break down lower to like here this week. And it could be worse, because if the election results turn out to be, say, a Republican win substantially, and they take over the House and the Senate, you know, then it could be like dollar hawkish. Now, I know a lot of people say, oh, the Republicans aren't dollar hawks, they're cryptocurrency people. Yeah, they are. But, they're the only ones talking about saving the US dollar as a reserve currency against the BRICS nations that are trying to take the dollar out, the petrodollar out. If the petrodollar gets taken out, man, for the US, it's going to be a nightmare. I don't care what you say. I don't care what side of the spectrum you're on. It's going to be ugly. And they're trying to do it. I mean, and I would try to do it too. I mean, why not? Why would I want to support US dollars when these people are bombing me, or they're threatening to wage war? I mean, why? F that, man. Take the dollar out, weaken the United States, make sure that they basically have to spend money at home. That's, the way I look at it politically. I mean, I don't really care who wins. I want to care. I care about who wins for the simple reason I need to be on the right side of the market. So if the Harris administration wins, I'm long sterling. I'm thinking sterling, okay, higher because the dollar's going to get pounded. I'm short dollar yen, so maybe I go short sterling yen. Look, I'm going off on a tangent, but, it has to be discussed, right? I mean, I'm not a fundamentalist in any way. But the election is not fundamentals. It's, it's right in front of our face, so we have to look at it. All right, let's go over to sterling yen. Sterling yen. What did we say about sterling yen last week? Let's see if we were right about sterling yen. I think we were, okay? I said this pivot support at 197.20 remains intact. However, break below last week's low 196.39 could signal further bearish movement, targeting 196.03 and 195.75. So where did we go down to? We went down to 195.36, so it slipped a little bit further. A breach of these levels would bring us down to the mainly support into focus at 194.36, making this pair one to watch for potential trend reversals. Yes, I still agree with that. That 194.36 level is really important. I'll move this one down to it at 194. That's close enough. 194. $35. That's close enough. Sterling yen basically might be running out of gas, and that 200 level was a pretty solid level. So let me get some more numbers for this. Hang on one second. Okay, so the main support level for this thing is 193.76. If on the week, if 193.76, if 193.76 goes, we're looking back towards the 191.50 level. All these other levels are good right now. So really what sterling yen needs to do is, let's see something here. Hang on. All right, so right now I have a pivot point right here, 197, say 90. Okay, if it's holding below 197.90 and can't get through this 198.81 and then attack the 200 level, if we can't get above this, hold above it on a daily basis, and then the queen confirmed that we're heading towards 198.81, the main critical level downward is 196.46. There's a light support right here, 196.85. It's a light one, but the main one is right here, 196.46. If it breaks 196.46 this week, we're definitely going down towards this low right here, or the low. This is a 4-hour chart. The low bars close, and if it breaks that, we're heading towards 194.35 with the main support right here at 193.76. If it breaks 193.76, this thing's going back down to like 191.5. But let's take it once and now. Again, I always say, follow my daily analysis because this is a weekly forecast. I'm looking at what I'm seeing. And, if we look at market structure, which I think is pretty cool. All right. Now, this is a 4-hour chart. Okay. So we got the high. We got another high. We got the high. We got a low consolidation. We got a higher high. Now we have a deeper low on a 4-hour chart. So this point right there, that point is a break point using market structure. That's it. And go back and watch my market structure video. That's the break point. So that's an important pivot point. If that point breaks, then you can just go back and you can look, well, where are we going? Well, look what I got right here. See, I got consolidation like right here, 193.76. And then you can go back further and you can look if there's any deeper levels. I mean, this is a pretty strong consolidation on a 4-hour chart, right? So, I mean, right here is pretty lengthy. I mean, it's a couple of days probably of consolidation before the marketplace broke up. But that's important congestion. If that goes, then we're back to 191.5. All right, let's go over to Euro Yen. All right. Good old Euro Yen, man. I mean, this one has been holding up the best out of, as compared to like Sterling Yen. We had that small gap. So in Euro Yen, I said it's exhibiting a bullish tone. Yay. Got that. Weekly support established at 163.60. Cool. Okay, right here. Didn't even come close to it. For bullish momentum to gain traction, it must break the resistance at 165.10. It did. Further rally towards 165.83. It went to much higher. It went to 166.70. Okay. Which I had in my daily analysis. I had that level. And which could lead, okay, so then a break of 165.10 could lead to a further rally 165.83. Conversely, a break of 163.60, we could see a decline to 162.30. That holds. A break of 163.60, we could see a decline to 162.30. Right now, Euro Yen is in a bullish, I would say neutral bull kind of pattern right now because of everything that we've been talking about that's going on. So right now, on the week, the Euro Yen's got to hold this 164.80. There's another support level, 164.23. If that breaks, it's opening to 163.50, like the 57, which is that 163.60 level. If that breaks, we could see a decline to like 162 right in here. High bars close. 162. Actually, let me go back a little bit. Let me just see something here. Yeah. I would give it a little bit of skid. I'd say 162.30 is a good level, which is basically is like just in the middle of this congestion. So that's what we got for the week coming up. Please, if you like what you see, like and subscribe, share my videos far and wide. I want to build a big trading community. Please leave some comments. Tell me what you think about my analysis. YouTube likes comments. I'm trying to force you guys to make comments. Tell me, hey, you stink. Hey, I like it. Hey, this, hey, that. It helps with the algorithm. I'm trying to build a big YouTube following. I mean, I got substantially more than I had when I started this. I started this on August 14th, doing analysis every day. I said, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do analysis every day. Why not? I do it for myself. Why not do it? Why not let other people see what I'm doing, see if they like it? and see if we can build a trading room. You know, nobody really, like in my circle, you know, when I go to the cigar shop, most guys are stock guys. They like to talk about stocks. They like to talk about, you know, some of them even talk about commodities, which I think is great. Some people are trading wheat, which I find really outstanding, or at least they tell me they're trading wheat. But anyway, you never know what happens in a cigar shop. You never know. So anyway, look, I look forward to seeing some comments from you guys. Remember, always enjoy the party, but dance near the door. Cheers.